Hi everyone, welcome to Virgo Full Moon Meditation. And thank you so much for joining me in such short notice. And I also want to take a moment to explain my video at the moment. I'm visiting my mother in Eastern Finland in Joensuu, and I've taken this corner in her storage space that is filled with a lot of stuff, and I felt that it would be more easy on the eye to blur my background. So that's why it's like this. And I did not expect to receive a new SIM card so quickly after a week of having my phone in the shop for being or being fixed. And so I did not bring my extra light with me. So we are in the dark, which actually is very suitable and very fitting in the theme of Virgo, as Virgo represents or symbolizes depths. This is my favorite quote of the week, or for this session here. So esoterics begins right now. So this is a quote from Alice Bailey in esoteric astrology, and it says, Virgo symbolizes depths, darkness, quiet, and warmth. It is the valley of deep experience wherein secrets are discovered and eventually brought to life. It is the place of slow, gentle, and yet powerful crises and periodic developments which take place in the dark and yet which lead to light. It is the blinded stage which is found in Masonic rituals and whichever precedes the gift of light. And Virgo stands for the womb of time wherein God's plan, the mystery and the secret of the ages is slowly matured, and with pain and discomfort and through struggle and conflict brought into manifestation at the end of the appointed time. End of quote. And this is what I find to be alive in my own experience today, particularly. And I've noticed that this energy has been building up for the past 2 weeks. The sun today is in Virgo and the moon is in Pisces. And to recap from the new moon meditation, that it is Pisces represents, in this case, now that the moon is in Pisces, the moon represents the personality, and the sun represents the soul. And so we're looking at this energy from the soul's perspective in Virgo. But since Virgo is about personality integration and reaching the heaven on earth and spirit and matter through personality integration, it is really important to look also at the polar opposite, that is Pisces. And Pisces is the emotional, well, when it's undeveloped, it's selfish, emotional, reactive behavior that later on, when Virgo energies are integrated, will become intuition and this psychic ability, or develop into psychic ability through the emotional body. And so it's really important to also bring that piece into this equation. And I wrote in the newsletter about the paradox, or at first glance having that what looks like a paradox in the mantra for Virgo, having to protect the heart, but it's not happening. The protection does not happen through armours or separation or protecting one or yourself from another, but rather it happens through heartbreak and surrender. And this is what I've been experiencing myself, that combining Pisces emotional body with my own heart, my personal heart, my soul heart, And then whatever has been gestating in the womb of Virgo, in my physical womb, in my energetic womb for the past 2 weeks, has now come to light, has been revealed and illumined. And for example, for me, what has been alive is that particularly in my nervous system, the transgenerational pattern of having life patterns, having behavioral, emotional, mental patterns that contribute to Alzheimer's disease. And my grandmother died of Alzheimer's, and my mother is now suffering from it. And I realized that I am also afraid of having it. And I realized that a lot is owed to the patterns that contribute to it. So it's not a death, so-called death sentence to have that in the running the family. But when I've been looking at that set of patterns that are included in this, I've realized that for all of us, for my mother and my grandmother, the common factor is that all of us have replaced connection, or the sense of connection, where we have perceived the loss of connection. We've replaced that with workaholism and study and this performance. That's one of our generational patterns, just constant doing. And I realized that, yes, I want connection, but connection to what? And what is the connection that my mother longs for, or my grandmother longed for? And at first glance, it seems that we are longing for connection between to other people. And it's not the answer. The answer is never on the outside. And I realized that when I was feeling those fears, and when I was feeling those and running those energies in my nervous system of what the family has gone through over the decades and generations, I realized that it's that those patterns have been created, or have created themselves, developed themselves, because the spirit has not been present. We've lost the connection to spirit, and that is the ultimate longing in our being. And once I let myself to really dive deep into the heartbreak, into the loss of spirit, the spirit came and filled that hole. And now I'm still very touched and emotional about it. And my invitation today is to explore exactly that, that heartbreak, to integrate those patterns, to realize that those patterns only exist because the God and Goddess that you are has not been present. The spirit that you are has not been present. And Virgo represents the receptive energy of the spirit. In the teachings, it said the negative pole to the father spirit of positive pole. And so we are inviting cosmic spirit into the spirit that is in the matter of our patterns. And that we're going to do today with the help of the core activation meditation that Ruslan received from Tuakul in July 2020. And that is a meditation that Master Dwalpo suggested that the disciples do on each full moon. It's a full moon meditation to activate the deep core, the spirit at our core, and to support us really bring the connection to the spirit, the life back into those bodies of ours, to the matter of our being in all its layers, the physical, the mental, the emotional, the etheric bodies. And this is what will show the way for the Christ consciousness, the soul, onward. And I see that it has taken me for 4 years now that I've been with Taki and John, learning about these archetypes, or for the past year by myself, and with you all with you all people who have joined me about these archetypes, and especially Virgo. And it feels like, okay, now I finally got the point, not only in the new moon, but also a deeper layer of this Virgo archetype in this full moon from a different perspective. And so I just thank you for joining me, because it is powerful when we do this together. And so I don't have any more those scientific esoterics to share. So much, it feels like I've shared so much in the new moon, and at the moment it does not feel relevant to our meditation today. So if you want to hear more about the esoterics, teachings on the planets, ruling planets, and all that, please check out the new moon meditation. It's also available on the Avatar and Nikila Temple Facebook page. And if you want to have a direct link to that, you can just contact me via email, riseup.ulias@gmail.com, and I'll give you the link. But I would rather today focus on exploring the different bodies of our matter, and how to connect with spirit through those, and through the heartbreak, and through the life and death energy reorganization and integration. Yay! Okay. And so, if you are ready, I invite you, as always, to find a posture and position in the space that you're in that you feel comfortable to start with, that you feel safe enough to start with.
I'm sorry, Raisa. Do you hear me? I again want to apologize to everyone else that I'm going to turn off the camera because it's hard for me to move when I know the camera is on. So I just take the privacy, but I will of course be listening carefully and join you in my heart.
Thank you for sharing that. Thank you for letting us know some. And yeah, I understand if the camera brings up the self-conscious part of that and disturbs the exercise or the journey of the meditation. Yeah. And so as Virgo is the energy that is the feminine triplicity, representing the slowness, the dark, sometimes even unconscious parts of our being. Let's be gentle with ourselves today, with our bodies. So I invite you to soften the best you can throughout the journey today. Not having to make it a goal to soften, but rather invite in softness wherever it can reach the different layers of your being. Even now, when you're breathing, just naturally breathing. You don't have to change your breath anyway, in any way, but rather just be aware of your breathing and how it is. How is the state of your breathing today, right now? And is there any impulse from your breath that wants to take uh, maybe a deeper breath, maybe clenching your jaw even tighter so that you don't breathe, uh, or or even some kind of movement to open your chest to give more space to your breathing, whatever that impulse is. Or if there isn't any impulse, that is also okay. Just follow your body's wisdom. Let your weight descend. Uh, let your, I know that you can invite your thoughts to, well, your thoughts are going to be there anyway, so let your thoughts be there. But rather invite yourself, and you invite your awareness to take a step back from them. Take a step back from your thoughts and not be so identified with your thoughts. And rather, when you are taking, your awareness is taking a step back, you are able to see wider, a bigger picture that consists of your thoughts and the emotions and your physical body and the etheric body as well. So you can witness these lives, these bodies, these layers of your own earth. And then if there are any impulses from your body that want to express themselves, allow that and give that space. However, your body wants to support you in landing here and now, let that happen. Note one by one. We'll start with the physical body first. Well, no, actually, let's start with your mental body. As I imagine that we all have gone through some things today. Some things have happened, taken place. Maybe your thoughts are somewhere. Some things are maybe on your mind right now. And without needing to get rid of those things, just give them that attention, that awareness, that spotlight now. After taking that step back and still having that step back, looking at your mental body, your thoughts from a bit further away. What's happening there? What's alive? What are the Devic lives, as it is said in the teachings, that are alive in your mind right now? Notice the atmosphere of those thoughts without judgment or blame or shame, anything like that. Rather, just noticing, taking note. And also notice how it makes you, how that atmosphere of your thoughts and how those thoughts affect the rest of you. They express through your movement or sound, or breathing or touch. With that expression, 1 more minute. And then you can take another spot in the space that you are in, and let your physical body find a place that represents the emotional layer, your emotional body, your feelings, so that you can find a distinction between, not separation, but distinction between those two, between your thoughts and your emotions, and how they express through your body, how they, um, what kind of sensations they create in your physical body. So you can change the spot if it supports you, or if you can make that distinction, just stay in the spot that you're in. And just be curious, what's happening in your emotional body right now. There doesn't there isn't a really need to happen anything, but if there is, just be curious what is going on. I mean, is it silent? Are your emotions taking a break, sleeping? Or are they numb? Is there sadness, anger, joy, fear, anything else happening? And again, taking that step back with your awareness, as your awareness, and letting those emotions be as still or as erratic as they are right now in your own experience, and at the same time witnessing them from a bit further away. Again, notice the atmosphere of your emotions. And if it fluctuates or flows and changes constantly, that is totally okay. Just take note of that too. Or if you're stuck with anything that is, well, maybe stuck is not the right word, but maybe there is one particular emotion or feeling lingering, present, and demanding your attention, then that is okay too. How is that atmosphere and how are those emotions affecting your thoughts, your physical experience? And then allow those emotions to express through you. What kind of sounds or movement or touch or breathing would it make through your physical experience? Let those impulses take place now. With one more minute for that expression. And coming to completion with the emotional body in any way that is suitable for you right now. And taking another spot where you can feel comfortable that represents your physical body and your sexuality, your sexual energy. your instincts. Finding a spot and landing in it, taking the awareness of your physical body, your sexual energy and sexuality instincts, and taking a step back as that awareness, witnessing the different sensations taking place in your most densest form, in the physical form right now. Is there heaviness? Is there lightness, tiredness, hot, cold, tension, softness, relaxation, ease? Whatever is present, witness that. Give the spotlight to that. Notice the atmosphere that is present in your physical experience. And how is it affecting the rest of your being, your emotions, your thoughts, your etheric body? And how would these lives in your physical body express themselves through your sound, through your movement, through your breath and touch? What impulses may be arising? Follow those impulses. Give that expression 1 minute. Beautiful. And then lastly, find a spot that represents your energetic body, your chakras, all of those chakras. You don't have to choose all of them. And you don't need to be aware what's going on in your energetic body necessarily. Let's figure it out. Let's discover, let's play and be curious and see what's there for you to know right now. And it may be a bit difficult to, if you're not so accustomed to connecting with your etheric body, it may be a bit difficult to connect with it. And just allow yourself to soften and receive in the light of Virgo energies and theme. Softening and receiving the transmission of your etheric bodies, your chakras, what they want to convey to you right now, what's alive in those civic lives right now. And you can sense that through your awareness, and again taking a step back as that awareness of your etheric body, witnessing what's going on there, while simultaneously possibly experiencing that through your physical body. Or if you are so sensitive that you can also feel those energetic beings in the energetic body, then please let that happen as well. Or if that is, neither of these are available to you right now, just allow any information come to you through any of your sensed doors or through your awareness. What is the atmosphere of your etheric body, and how is it affecting the rest of your being, your physical, your emotional, your mental bodies? How would those devic lives in your etheric body express themselves through your physical being, through your sound, movement, touch, breathing, breath? And if there are any impulses, just follow those impulses and witness the wisdom that comes through. One more minute for this expression. And then finding the completion with this part, with this etheric body journey, and then moving. If you can find a spot that is in the middle of these four bodies of your physical manifestation, or somehow else, some way else, somehow else connected to all of them. A spot that you are in contact with all of these layers of your physical or matter aspects, the mental body, the emotional body, physical body, and the etheric body. And let yourself know that this spot represents your heart center. And so center yourself not only in the center of these beings, these layers, these cognitive lives, but also center your awareness in your heart center. And you can, from that heart center, you can look at all of these lives, these sheaths, as the sheaths of your own earth. And as you are looking at them, feel the longing. Feel the longing for union, for connection, for restoration of whatever may be missing at the core of each of those layers of your beings. Let yourself feel that longing and let it build in your heart so much so that it is breaking your heart. Letting yourself soften, break down all the armours or fences and walls that you've put up. And soften, letting things crumble. Acknowledge the longing as the goddess or her god. Longing for the lover that left, not because they wanted to abandon you, but because they needed to retrieve the life at the center of the universe and bring it back to matter. Now it is the time to reunite and feel that longing, that original abandonment. Let it feel in your heart, and at the same time at the core, all those bodies of your manifestation. You recognize that those bodies have created those complexes and patterns. Because both the god and goddess have been missing. They have not accessed the direction from the spirit, and so they have created their own patterns. And then call in and draw in the energy of the sun through your crown, that is your North Pole, and let it sink into your heart. And in this case, in this meditation, let that sun energy be representing the archetype of Virgo, the energy of Virgo, sinking into your heart. And just witnessing how it is for you in your experience today. You don't need to know through your mind whether this is right or wrong. There is no such thing. But witness what wants to be transmitted through you, what wants to be integrated in you today. And then draw in the energy of the moon. And in this case, the energy of the Pisces archetype through your base, that is your South Pole. And again, just witness what transmission wants to be flowing through you and integrated in you. Let it rise to your heart and mix together with the energy of the sun, the Virgo. Sense the dark core that is revealed at the center of their union and enter this core. Instead of imagining things, even though visions may come, and that is totally okay, as we are more in the embodied realm, and this is a sensing meditation. Attempt to feel from that core in in your heart, the sutratma or life thread. And that life thread has a direct connection to the monad, which is your essential life force. Also sense the dark flow of energy that connects your heart to the central core of the earth, and also to the black hole at the core of the galaxy, representing Earth's monad. Realize that your heart center is not simply in contact with these centers. Your heart center is an extension of their life coiled into the time and space density of your human incarnation. And you are that life. Take time to identify with it. Allow the reservoir of life force to build in your heart. And you can use the mantra of life, either mentally or spoken out loud. I'll use a cat. I'll leave a gap after each line so you can repeat it for yourself. There is no soul. There is no time. There is no space. There is only life. One life. This life I am. My will is for all my lesser selves to know me at their core as the essence, the beginning and end of their existence. It is thus as the one life I live. Feel your love for all the Divic lives that make up your bodies of manifestation. Those bodies that we just journeyed through. And release this reservoir of life so that it radiates in every direction, omnidirectionally, from your heart center as dark love, light, and power. Feel it effortlessly penetrating the core of all these beings that make up your earth, from the atoms of your physical body to the atoms of your mental body, emotional body, and etheric body. All of these are Divic lives awaiting activation and direction from you, the god and goddess of their world. You can witness this penetration around you in the spots that you journeyed through the different bodies of your manifestation. Sense the life and death nature of the energy that naturally destroys or ends those patterns of behavior that the lives in your etheric, emotional, mental, physical bodies have become accustomed to, but that are not aligned with your essential divinity. These take the form of complexes, patterns of thought, feelings, and habitual activity that have developed in your absence. Penetration, life and death, destruction. Sense the purification that is taking place in the atoms of these lives as they change their vibratory rates as a result of this core activation. Sense the organization or reorganization of these bodies and devic lives through resonance that naturally occurs as the cells of the different bodies express their core notes and find their way into the organs and chakras, the different structures and dimensions of your subtle bodies as well as the physical. And at this stage, you can collect the different spots that you journeyed through back into your own body, into your own wholeness, so that they're not scattered around the room or the space that you're in, but rather in any way that feels supportive and comfortable for you and the right way for you today to collect these parts of your being together back into the wholeness through resonance, finding their way to express their core note. Finally, as you have gathered these different bodies together through resonance, finally consciously radiate the life reservoir along the verticality of the sushumna or central column of the spine. Add the energy of the sutratma to the antakarana so that the connection through the base to the core of the earth and through the crown to the core of the galaxy is actively vibrating. The soul calls the arising sign. The heart must be protected. Yield. The heart must be protected, yield. And the pledged disciple responds, I am the mother and the child. I, God, I matter am. I am the mother and the child. I, God, I matter am. As Virgo represents the dark womb, ask yourself, what am I pregnant with? It doesn't matter what gender you represent or came with into this incarnation. Everyone has an energetic womb, and as the archetype of Virgo, we all represent the dark womb that creates all life. And so, what are you pregnant with? What does life want to create through you, birth through you? Name it out loud for yourself once you have it. Let it vibrate in your body. Let it express through your sound, movement, breath, touch. Then find a completion for this whole journey today that suits you and your body, your system, the best. That can be hugging yourself, stretching, taking a deeper breath, laying down, shaking, whatever is needed by your system, invite it in. And after this meditation, I invite you to take a full moon offering that has your DNA in it and offer that, whatever you are pregnant with or are pregnant with, to the land, to the earth. And it carry it for you until the time is right and ripe for you to birth it. And this concludes our guided part today. Thank you so much for joining me in this meditation together, sharing your energy, sharing your journey. I invite you back on the screen to our shared space together. There is plenty of time for us to share, witness each other, whatever may be alive. If you have anything, please just unmute yourself or write it in the chat, and I will share it with the ones who are catching the replay. I will see if I can find a way to post this replay also on Avatara and on Nikila Temple Facebook page, because at the moment I don't have access to Facebook because of my phone situation. So let's see. But I will definitely send this via email to those who registered.
Can you hear me? My mics are sometimes not so good, but if you can hear me,
I can hear you. The sound is a bit muffled. So
right.
If you speak a bit slower, then we can make out the words.
Thank you. I came here today with a heavy weight behind me. A few weeks ago, I started to invite in my meditation myself to become aware of who is sitting, because for my whole life I have been taught, as many 70s girls especially, but I think everyone, that the person they are is the point of from where you start to develop yourself to be better, to be something that will be all right, that you are a good start, but do something and then you will be all right. And that never stopped. You never reached the point where you are all right. And then when we topped this with several years of bullying in school and being not all right by so many people for so long in so many situations, I got quite convinced that this is the case. And I started the meditation with, okay, now if you stop trying to be someone else, as I've been doing all my life, who is it that you're sitting with? How does it feel like? And I was running away. The first second, I just wanted to go away, like, not this one, take anyone, invent anything to cover up this person. But then I always returned, like, let's see how this person is like to be with. And it started to feel quite nice, at least all right. And then I went off for a week to spend time with other researchers who I have never met before, on an island in isolation in a way. And they were younger generation, and younger generation has this something that they haven't had to go through often, as much of this as we, they were open. And I felt seen, and I haven't felt seen ever. And with these people, I was seen. And when I came back a few days ago, I felt like I'm going to die because I'm not seen anymore. I was seen, and now it's over, and I will never be seen again. And doing this meditation, I noticed that it's really hard for me to trust that I don't need other people to be seen. And I wished I would have got somewhere where I would have felt like, okay, I get it now, but I don't. I know that I will not need other people to be seen at some point, but I'm so far away, and I wish I could take the fast train. So thank you for sharing this moment with me. Thank you for being here with me today.
Thank you for sharing your vulnerability and for sharing where you are at. It's beautiful and very touching. And indeed, yeah, it's I'm not permanently there yet. It takes that when the remembering takes, it comes in glimpses, and for me the experience is that when it comes in glimpses, then I don't need anybody else to help me remember or help me be seen and be seen by others. But until we can heal that developmental trauma, and that is not something to be fixed, but just to love and embrace, we do need other people. We do need our other people in order to have that different experience, that we can receive and imprint what it is like to be seen, and to trust that it will not be over after this person or this person, but that rather life is infinite, abundant, that no matter who's there, that you will always be seen and loved, and as you are, not the potential that you may be in the future, or if you do this or that, but as you are right now with all the trauma, without needing to heal those traumas. There's also a paradox here. and at the same time, relationships can be a portal to this connection to God. It is given in the teachings, especially related to the second aspect of divinity, or second aspect of spirit, the love wisdom aspect, that love is sex, and it is soul sex, and it is soul that brings in the spirit and matter together, and that can happen through two people joining together as monadic energies, as two souls bringing in the spirit and matter together. And so relationships can be a beautiful portal to that. Unfortunately, I have had only a glimpse of that, and I can't speak. I really cannot speak as an expert on this, but I do have a sense of what that means. And until then, we are where we are at, and that is totally okay. We are perfectly on time. There's no need to hurry, even though I can totally relate wanting to take the fast track and okay, I've had enough of this shit, and let's get to the good part. But at the same time, this agony, the suffering, is exactly that birthing process that Virgo refers to. It is the struggle and conflict and pain, suffering that brings in the birth of the Christ consciousness in us. That's the lesson of earthly existence. It is said that it is different in other planets, different spiritual schools for souls, but Earth is about through this. It is about suffering and finding that life at the center. And it is not about suffering for suffering's sake, but it is legitimate suffering. It is taking it consciously so that, well, not so that, but taking suffering consciously, knowing that it is the way through, and not instead of looping in trauma loops or in patterns that are lacking the life at the center of it, rather finding connection to the life at the core of it. Yeah, thank you for sharing that. That was a really important distinction to make, and also I hope this brings more compassion towards the situation and the stages that we are, I believe we all are in. That there's no need to think that there's something wrong with us if we're not there yet. There isn't. There's nothing wrong with us. We're on our way. Is there anything else?
I'm gonna jump in. What you said, Sanna, that resonates a lot. Like, that was one of the themes I was also dealing with this meditation. It's been with me throughout my life. Like, I'm not enough. I need to be someone else. Like the wanting, the longing to be someone else, someone better. And this meditation was a gift, a really like huge gift in the beginning when you were explaining, Raisa, what Virgo represents, naming it out loud, like slowness and personality and darkness. And I'm like, fuck you. My reaction was like, fuck this, fuck you. I don't want this, because it's like, come on. But like my life, it's so slow. The development, it is so slow, and the suffering it's like so much, and it's so slow, and I want to be somewhere else. I want to be better and want to be where I feel like everyone else is already. But like already before this meditation, I've been slowly tuning into the fact that I can't be anywhere else. I am here. I am where I am right now, and to be okay with it. And not to be just okay, but to really be in it. Like, okay, where am I? Where is it that I am right now? What are the things that I can, like, these are me. I can't bypass that. This is what is right now. And I know there is more, because I've seen myself develop already. Like, I've seen so many layers just like go away, unfold, and there's something else in like beneath that. And I know that I can always find more, but I really need to be where I am right now and look at that and feel that and live that as it is right now, even though it is hard sometimes. But it was really nice that this meditation, it was really soft and relaxing. Also, my body is very tired, and I let that be there too. And I found a really nice place to just be. Like, I'm like, okay, this is all good. Like, even though I'm not doing much and I'm mostly just rolling around here on the floor or in my bed, it's okay to be just that at that moment. And the things that I wanted to birth, that I felt like I was pregnant with, were softness and tenderness. And there was a third one in that same caliber. And that's what I'm taking with me from that. Like, I know that there is this want to be more, be faster, better, to be something else. But there's no need. This is good. It's good as it is. Thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing that. Yeah, I feel joy when listening to you. So happy for you.
Oh, and like one thing more, I really felt like this is for me, this meditation, because I'm a Virgo ascendant. So it really hits home. That's why the reaction was so like, I hate this, don't give me the shit. Like, yeah, it's me.
Amazing. I know we're at time, but I still would like to check if there's anybody else wanting to share something.
I can share briefly. Yes, similar kind of feeling all these other bodies and the confusion that they create with all the different demands and voices, and you know, just creates such a cacophony of noise. And I really got how powerful it is to come back and, you know, to the center, to the heart, and the love and the presence, and literally just holding that point of being in the heart with love and presence and awareness of all of these parts, but not necessarily having to be pulled everywhere by all of them all the time, but to just hold space for that entirety that I am, and get used to, yeah, the slower pace. You know, I really related to that as well. Just a rewiring of my nervous system to, and my being to, a slower pace than this cacophony would have me follow, the mind, the emotions, the chaos, you know, and that I don't need to be chasing all that, and I can just be in the slower pace, and it's okay. And it's not only okay, but from that place of rewiring into my center is where I can find my true being, and that it is unfolding at a much slower pace than the rest of me would want, but that it's there, and it's happening, and it's steadfast, and it's yeah, it's really loving, really loving. Yeah, so thank you.
Beautiful. Thank you for sharing that.
Mm.
Yeah, there's this bubbly softness that comes alive in me when you speak about that.
I would also like to share something which is somehow completely, I don't know, it just felt like important for me to give the voice to really like the Virgo, how I experience it. And also I started last year a bit with what you said, Risa. I remember in Taki did the meditation, I'm not sure, but I never really grasped the beautiful quality of Virgo. And what I absolutely love is the clarity and love that she has. And sort of I feel when I'm in her, or when we go to these places, is there is such a clarity in the version of love that she transmits. There is like no, and I do get the idea of mother, but also to me it has a quality of like teenage love. It's like this, like often very naive, but pure. Like, this is the man I'm 14, and this is the man I love, and I want no one else, and I'm going to die if he ever leaves me. A bit like this. There is this drama quality, but actually it's clarity. It's of the heart is just clear in that. And the older we get, at least in my experience, the more we question that, because it didn't turn out that you married the one that you loved with 15, or he loved, I don't know, he kissed your girlfriend, whatever. But coming back to the virginity of the heart that we had back then, where it was just clear and all your actions aligned to it. There was no, but is that, or could this happen, or what does the heart rate? This hasn't happened at that stage yet. And I always get the full-on transmission of that. We will never understand why there has to be pain in love, or why there's such a certain love that will experience heartbreak eventually. That was something I will never grasp, why this has to happen. But the clarity of the love is actually the only way, the only door, and you anyways are through it. And I love that transmission piece of Virgo that I always get. It totally brings me back to the total clarity of what my heart loves, and I don't care. It's the rock star on the wall, you know, that I will never ever meet. Who cares?
Oh.
I love it, you know? And I just love that in this, just the clarity of what the heart loves is clear. We just mix that up often with the fear of being hurt, or we did get hurt, so it couldn't be true, and yada yada yada, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so amazing. Yeah, this maiden energy came through, this innocence, this bubbliness, this like everything's possible, and yeah. Oh, it's like amazing. Thank you for sharing that. Yeah, that is also Virgo. True. Sandy, do you want to say something, or okay? Thank you. Just want to check. Then we'll wrap it up here. Thank you so much for joining and sharing. Yeah, just being here. This is so nourishing to me as well. And so I wish you full moon blessings, and hope to see you in 2 weeks. Thank you.
Thank you.